San Antonio is world famous as the home of the Mission San Antonio de Valero, otherwise known as the Alamo. If you are planning to travel in the state of Texas, do yourself a favor and plan to spend several days in this beautiful city. I highly recommend an after-dark tour of the river on the riverboats. Ghost Railroad Tracks San Antonio. Is it an urban legend, or do the ghosts of children K. San Antonio? Is it an urban legend, or do the ghosts of children killed in a bus crash in 1948 push your car over the railroad tracks where they once died? Downtown San Antonio. Not surprisingly, the spirits of those involved in that famous battle have opted to stick around, but they are not the only ones. The original incarnation of the Alamo was the Mission San Antonio de Valero, and when Santa Anna ordered it destroyed, the deceased monks supposedly reached through the walls and threatened the troops assigned to its destruction. To this day there are reports of strange creatures and apparitions dancing or walking along its outer wall. The plaza in front of it is reportedly haunted as well. There are two major reasons for all of the activity in the downtown area of San Antonio. One is because of the burial ground that was used between 1724 and 1793 that takes up most of what is Alamo Plaza today. There are probably about 1,000 people that were buried in this area. 954 are recorded in Spanish records from the time. The ghosts of the Alamo. 2 is because of the actual battle, where people died a violent death or before their time. When Santa Anna left SA to go to San Jacinto with about 1,500 troops, he left about 1,000 men in SA to keep control of the area for him under the command of General Andrade. Because the bodies of the Texas defenders were burned in 2 or 3 locations around the Alamo grounds, General Andrade moved his troops about a mile or 2 out of SA and set up camp. When Santa Anna was captured at San Jacinto, it was reported that he got off a couple of messengers. He ordered Andrade to move his troops south of the Rio Grande, but before he was to leave SA he was to go into the Alamo and totally destroy the Alamo Chapel. Santa Anna hated the Alamo for a couple of reasons. 1. He lost about 1,600 troops taking the place in 1836 and 2. His brother-in-law, General Cos had been run off with the 1,100 troops he had there in late 1835 by about 300 Texas rebels. General Andrade started to organize his troops for the march to the Rio Grande, and he ordered Colonel Sanchez to go to the Alamo and destroy it. It was reported that the colonel returned to camp rather quickly with a story about 6 diablos, or ghostly-looking devils coming out of the front doors of the Alamo and waving flaming sabers over their heads and yelling, "Do not touch the Alamo, do not touch these walls." General Andrade thought that this story was ridiculous, and he got a group of men to go with him to destroy the Alamo. When he got there, he also saw the same 6 ghosts. Now a lot of people want to think that these 6 ghosts were the ghosts of the most famous people involved in the battle. The ghosts of Bowie, Crockett, Bonham and Travis. I even get into arguments with people about the fact that I do not believe that the ghost of John Wayne was there too. Anyway, the general also looks over at the long barracks and sees the image of a person that is larger than life and has their hands up in the air with balls of fire in their hands. This is one of the images that is depicted on the cenotaph, the Alamo Defenders Monument that is located in Alamo Plaza. It is the image of the spirit of sublime heroic sacrifice, and it is given credit with saving the Alamo from physical destruction. The story goes that when the ethereal energy was released from the flames of the fires that burned the bodies of the Alamo defenders, this spirit used that energy to manifest itself, make itself visible, to scare away intruders of the Alamo grounds. As far as the plaza hauntings that I know about, the report of the 6 ghosts and the spirit of sublime heroic sacrifice is widely known as the first reported ghost sightings at the Alamo. But there were also reports that 2 women were walking across the Mission grounds back in the 1700s, right about where the plaza is today, and they were struck by lightning. One died and the other survived. There are reports today, by people that work in the plaza on a daily basis, that they have seen a ghostly woman walking across the plaza. It just might be the person killed by lightning. Just talk to some of the people that sell snow cones in the plaza. This information provided by Martin Leal of Alamo City Paranormal. Alamo Street Restaurant and Theater. Miss Margaret shows up in the choir loft in Victorian dress. She is believed to be Margaret Gething, an actress who lived just a few blocks away.